Jund Dragons. This is one of the decks from the early access event that I brewed up that I thought could actually be competitive in ranked best of one standard. We're going to play it here live for you guys today with no cuts or edits or clickbaitiness and see how it actually does. This is why I think it could be good. It leverages up the Beanstalk, who classically you want to play expensive 5 mana spells, but those aren't very good early, so you kind of get around it with the Overlords and pending stuff. But these Overlords tend not to impact the board so much early, like this helps us ramp, and the 4 mana Mistmores makes a couple 2/1s, but those don't really block that well against mono red. So what if I told you that your 5-drops could also be early interaction? You can run the Disruptive Stormbrood on 2 for Petty Revenge, 1 and a black, to destroy target creature with power 3 or less. Seems pretty good against mono red. And the Twin Maw Stormbrood can also be played for 2, 1 and a red for Charring Bite. Charring Bite deals 5 damage to target creature without flying. So if all of our 5-drops can also just be 2-drop removal against mono red and still come down late to get the up the Beanstalk value, plus a 5 mana body, plus some other ETBs. The Stormbrood, when it enters, destroys up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. This card's probably going to be very good in best of 3 because there's more domain there, so you want to hit enchantments. In best of 1, like maybe we'll hit an opponent's annex. I'm not really sure how relevant the back half will be all the time, but it is certainly a powerful effect to have on a 5-drop that also is a removal spell. And the Stormbrood is kind of like a Beza on the back half. You get a 6 mana 5/4 with flying, and when it enters, you gain 5 life. So if you have survived the early game and the Screaming Nemesis hasn't shut off your life gain yet, this is going to get you back in the game. So this is why I think it could be good. We pair up the Beanstalk with early interaction that also doubles as 5-drops to fuel the Beanstalk. We're also running 4 copies of the Annex. This means we have 8 draw engines in the deck, 4 Beanstalks and 4 Annexes, and sometimes I just throw this card and really in any black deck for card draw, and sometimes you can kind of kill yourself off the drain if you don't have a demon or they kill your demon. But with a Stormbrood in the deck, I think that really nullifies some of the weakness of that, because if we slap down a 6 mana 5/4 with flying and gain 5 life, that gives us many more turns to deal with the whole Annex drain situation. So I like that too. We got Haunt Ones in 3, which can help ramp us right into a sweeper. We're going to try out the Scavenger Regent here today. Each non-dragon creature gets -X until end of turn if you use Exude Toxin. So for 4 mana, you can get a -2/-2 sweep, which basically kills all mono red creatures except for the Nemesis. But if you can go up to 5 mana for the -3/-3 sweep, you do basically kill all mono red creatures. So this is cool. Plus you would trigger the Beanstalk if you cast it for the 5 mana half. And of course, it does have another half. A random 4 mana 4/4 flyer with ward. It's fine. It's hard to target, and maybe you just kill someone slowly with it. Whatever. Mostly I like the flexible sweeper in black that can be a 4 mana sweeper or a 5 mana sweeper depending on what you need. We also have potentially one of the most interesting cards from the set. If this was instant speed, I think it would be the most impactful card in the set, even above the mythic rare Elspeth Planeswalker. It is 1 and a black at sorcery speed for strategic betrayal. Target opponent exiles a creature they control and their graveyard. Yeah, so it is main deckable Omniscience Hate that also isn't dead in creature matchups. Like if the boogeymen of the format are mono red creatures and Graveyard Reanimator Omniscience, this does hit both. The only problem is it's sorcery speed. So, you know, ideally, you know, your Omniscience opponent can still, on your end step, for 3 mana, you know, do the Confounding Riddle, mill some cards, and then set up for the Reanimator on their turn, and then it doesn't really work. But otherwise, if you have time to work with it, you can exile their graveyard. And that, you know, the other case is just exile a creature they control. So, man, if it was instant speed, I would be super hype, and it would basically obliterate Omniscience out of the format. I think it'd be unplayable. If you could main deck 4 of these in every black deck at instant speed, I think it'd be unplayable, which would be really cool, but it is sorcery. So we're going to still try it out here today. I don't think 2 Graveyard Hate is enough in best of 1 standard. If you watch my qualifying pre-qualifier event or whatever, I main decked 4 Lanterns, and that crushed my way through that event. This is excellent versus Omniscience. It is very reasonable against control because you just cycle it when you don't need it, and it's less good against aggro because you have to take time off to cycle it, which is not what you want to do. So we're running a 2/2 split, 2 Strategic Betrayals, which is going to be really good against any creatures, and although it's sorcery speed, and the Soul Guide Lantern just crushes the Omniscience matchup. We're also running 2 Go for the Throats. One of the problems I had with this deck in the early access event is that it is kind of notoriously hard to deal with large creatures. Like we can kill a creature with power 3 or less. We can deal 5 damage, but not 6 damage to a creature without flying, so it does not kill a 6/6 demon. And the Regent is a very expensive sweeper, and the Caustic Exhale is only -3/-3. So we don't really have that many ways to kill big 6/6 demons. So we're kind of leaning on 2 copies of the Betrayal and 2 copies of Go for the Throat. It's slim pickings, but we gotta kind of prepare for the things we think we're gonna face, and hopefully we can kill a lot of mono red stuff, have some interaction for Graveyard Hate, And then we got some answers to demons. We can obviously like double block some stuff with flyers and, you know, throw in some exhales in there, but it's going to be a little more expensive to deal with mono black. Mana base is weird. We only need red for the Twin Maul, but I think it's worth it because I like the idea of this card. And so we're running some red fast lands and pain lands in here, and also 4 copies of the Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. We'll see how this card does. You can make 1 mana of any color, either to cast dragons or the Omen halves. So that fixes the Omen half, and also lets us cast, you know, either red or white game late for this card. And you can pay 4 and tap this land and sack it to search your library for a dragon card. It's pretty expensive, but like late game, maybe we go fetch a Stormbrood and play it for 5, and like pick off an important enchantment and get a draw off the Beanstalk. Like, it's not crazy, you could want to do that, but it's mostly there for the mana fixing. We also have 2 Restless Cottages in the mana base, could help to beat down some control opponents, and also does double as Graveyard Hate versus Omniscience, although it's, I mean, you want your Graveyard Hate before turn 4, so this is not a consistent answer, but it is an annoying answer if the game goes long. So here we go. I have rambled enough. I am excited. I'm excited. I think it could be okay. I don't think anything is like crazy busted, but I like the premise of the deck, and I'm excited to try it out in a non-early access environment because it didn't super shine in the early access event because we couldn't kill any of the dragons that were big. But I think it'll do better in best of 1 rank standard, so we'll see. We're on the play with Beanstalk and good mana, so we keep this. Go Cottage into Beanstalk, maybe into Hauntwoods, maybe into turn 4 sweep, you know, we'll see how it goes. We're also running 26 land, which is potentially too high. We could also probably go to 25, but we shall see. One is on Is It here. Might have to go double Beanstalk to hit lands. One is on Jeskai. Jeskai Oculus. Yeah, we hit the next land. Exhaling this isn't bad. It does shut down the Graveyard Hate. The Graveyard Shenanigans. So we could go Beanstalk Exhale. And they do sometimes run a Spell Pierce, so I think we're going to do it on our own turn here. Okay, next land. One mana, -3. If they Spell Pierce and attack and discard the Oculus and reanimate in the same turn, it's a lot to ask, but I think I'm willing to play around that a little bit. So there's the Helping Hand. We're potentially glad we killed it. There's the Eidetic Memory. That is all fine by me. Cool. Fastland is not great. We would love to go Hauntwoods here, but it's probably fine to wait 1 more turn. Can they put a counter on instant speed? I don't think so, right? I think we hold open Exhale and just do it before combat. I think it should be fine. I think beyond Spell Pierce, there's not a whole lot we're worried about here. Whenever you attack, you may discard a card. I think we're still happy shutting that down. Let's not let them even discard a card, I think. We hold a dragon. Autopay looks okay here. Ideally, we can go Hauntwoods, hold open, exhale this coming turn. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't think it's worth burning to go for the throat. Spend the rest of their turn recasting it. Yeah. Do we want to kill this thing that badly? We want to Hauntwoods here? I guess so. We could still hold open the exhale. I think that makes sense. Cool. Take double Beanstalk draw. Still holding open the exhale. Essentially, we got to see the upgrade over Cut Down there, right? Cut Down would not have killed the 3/3, but we had a very clean answer to with the exhale. It's another reason to run the white and red dragon. Like, it's not perfect, but I think you do want a high dragon count if you want to run exhale. So that is quite nice as well. Alright, we walk away with the win against kind of a janky opponent. I mean, that deck is not as good in Best of 1 Standard as it is in Best of 3. But there are lots of cool new Jeskai cards to try out, so I could see why people would play that. Yeah, Exile was very good right there. 1 mana, -3/-3. It's very efficient. Reading the comments here, Tava Wrestlingons says, I appreciate you playing and showing your games real time, wins and losses alike. You're welcome. It's, yeah, I enjoy doing it. We're on the play. We got the Beanstalk. We have no red. We have Go for Throat, so I think you still keep this. Yeah, we're not really playing too many red lands, but hopefully Beanstalk can help get us there. Cool, so that fixes the Omen issue. So now we could kill a random 2-drop here. We could wait for a sweeper. It's Demir Mill. This is probably not a great matchup for us. We need to put on as much pressure as possible, right? But we have no way to really do that. Okay. So, next turn we're going to play a 4-drop dragon, and then just, like, try to kill him. The Ward 1 will be annoying, I guess. But this is not going to be a good matchup for us at all. We also don't run Cavernous Souls, which I did think about. But here comes a random 4/4. Let's see if they have a counterspell. No. Target opponent. Yeah, it'd be interesting if we could exile our own graveyard. That'd be a unique edge case. That'd be very helpful. We do not have that effect. Well, our hand's kind of useless. And we have 2 removal spells. They probably take the Betrayal here, because it's the cleanest answer. Or they could take a Stormbrood, I guess, if they're really worried about our clock. But our clock is very slow in this deck. Alright, another fast land. I guess we're just go for the throating here. I think we want the Stormbroods as threats, really. So this is fine with me. It's Ward 1. Sure. Oh, it's an artifact! Oh, Christ. Okay, I guess that means we have to burn a Stormbrood on it, just to erase the lifelink. Fair enough. Luckily, it does not have flying. Yeah, I'm sure. Pay the Ward 1. Yeah, we can't really deal with the lifelink there. Okay, we will cycle this next turn. We'll exile a card from our own graveyard here. Doesn't matter what we pick. I guess if they had the cover up, I think we wouldn't want them to take all the Hauntwoods out of the deck, maybe. They could take this out of our hand, though, too. Alright, let's take this one as insurance around Deadly Cover Up. 16. It's Jace, alright. Oh, they just go for it. Alright. I mean, we can exile our own graveyard, though. So this is not bad from a rare return monument standpoint. We can put... I think we can do it. Oh, each opponent's graveyard. Now we can't. Okay. That is worse than I thought. Well, we basically just have to, 17 cards down there. Yeah, we're almost dead here. When it drops to 12. Hit our land. We play a random 6-drop. Hope it's enough to get there. It's funny how much better these cards would be if we could exile our own graveyard. But this is a kind of a very specific edge case. Exile each opponent's graveyard. Okay. 19 in the grave, 27 in the deck. We're close to the monument kill. If we hit our green dragon, actually, we might still lose off the Jaces. But it would be able to pick off the artifact monument. Yeah, so they're going for the kill. We don't have enough mana to sack the Maelstrom and go get the green dragon, but it would do the trick here. So I guess we're trying to draw into that, right? Ten cards left. Okay. Yeah, we have to top deck it. There's no way we can get to lethal off damage. So let's pray we get lucky here. Each opponent's graveyard. It's not the green dragon. Okay, I mean that's game then. It was kind of close. We weren't that far off. So just to show you, like, if it was a longer game, you could sack this for 4 and tap, go get the dragon that does destroy artifacts and enchantments, and then we could have played it next turn and picked off the monument. I guess we could have maybe done that earlier if we wanted to take off the entire turn, but I thought we didn't know they had double Jace, and I think we wanted to just get the clock going. Comment on the Mobilize video. It's a very fun deck to play, especially if your curve is perfect, but is missing one little thing keeping it from being highly competitive. At least one. Like I said, at least I think it needs another really good one drop. We also didn't see too many nut draws yesterday. Like the Rush, whatever the Rush card is, I forget what it's called, is very good. There are certainly some fantastic curves, but it did feel a little lackluster to me. We're on the draw. We have Interaction and Beanstalk and Annex. This is a keep to me. Orzhov. Okay. So if they reanimate a Valgavoth, we do have a sack effect to get around it. That is another interesting upside of running the Graveyard Exile card. We can either go turn 3 Hauntwoods. Ah, my Beanstalk is gone. Alright. Let's see. I mean, they're probably like Ketchumos, right? We actually can kill Ketchumos with this guy. If we ramp here, it's not that bad. If we draw, we do have the life gain. And they're probably very slow. I think we'll just take the card draw. Yeah, we're unlikely to double spell anyway. Cool, next line is fine. And we'll see if the Stormbird can offset the Annex. Even if they kill every 6/6 demon. Duress. Take my next Annex? Sure. The Everywhere Land helps us cast the Stormbird as well. That's a decent card. I don't think we need... I think we can just start here. I guess we will play the Forge. It's unlikely we go after the Graveyard. And there's a chance we need to kill some random creature. So I doubt it. I mean, I think they'll play no creatures except for Ketchumos, is my guess. Down to 14, but next turn we can get 5 life back. Alright, that is a flying creature, which notably we cannot kill. Let's see, if we go land, we can just minus exit. This is always a super annoying card. Let's see. When it dies, trying to tapped. Only if player has 1 or fewer cards. Alright, that's never going to happen. So we could just sweep this card now, since we have the untapped land for it. This is actually perfect. Let's do this instead, obviously. Yeah, creature with power 3 or less. Okay, let's start here. And then I guess we'll play another Hauntwoods. Cool. Yeah, I'm liking the fact that the Stormbird could gain its life back off the early Annex. It is tough to see yourself kind of chip away and be like, oh, I flipped the 6/6, and then they kill it, and then I'm actually kind of digging out of a hole. That is another creature we are going to have a hard time killing. let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can actually -6 it here, right? It's probably worth it, I guess. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're getting low, but I think it's worth it. -6. At some point we can play the Stormbrood and pick the lockdown off. And then get back our draw engine. I mean, at some point they should run out of threats, right? I mean, they aren't Ketchermoose at this point. They're just like, I don't know, generic Orzavi. Probably a budget player with, you know, the best rares they can piece together in Orzhov. They scoop. Yeah, let's go. Next turn, yeah, we play either the Stormbrood or the... Oh, they're both Stormbroods. Are they all Stormbroods? Either get back the Beanstalk or gain some life. Or flip the Annex. Pretty decent so far. I feel like all of our opponents have been super slow. Again, like, kind of like yesterday, we want to see the mono-red matchup. We want to see the Omniscience matchup. We want to see, like... It's good to see some of these other decks. But we are also, like, in Platinum. There are going to be some randos in there with budget decks. I want to see the full view of how this does. Obviously, the mill deck was kind of a glaring weakness. Like, we are very slow. So anyone who just sits there and mills us is going to have a good time. We're on the play. We have no early interaction. If it is mono-red, we just get toasted. But double Annex is really good against anyone else. I think I'm still going to keep this. We'll see if we get punished off the mono-red. Lantern on 1. We can probably hold that for one more turn here. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. We want to play the Lantern before... before turn 3 anyway, so we're going to get it down now. Because I want to Annex next turn, and we need to get it down underneath the counterspell. They're not Omniscience though. In theory, they are like, I don't know, Artifact Chimera Tribal. I'm not really sure. Black. All right, we will go ahead and take our free draw. I don't think we need that against them. That does not kill artifact creatures. Not that I care that much. I think we just slap down a Annex. Okay. All right. So they got some drain effects. Down to 14. I think we're just playing the random 4/4 here. And then next turn flip the Annex. We could sweep, but I think this is better. Alright, let's land. Let's hope they can't. If they instantly kill the Annex, we got one more to go, and then if they have double removal spells, we're a bit more sad. Ideally they tap out here. Let's see. I mean, they must have some dragons in here. Another Dragonstorm. Maybe they're pixies. Okay. I think we just run out the flip. We're good to attack as well. This is so interesting to me because I've commented before on how, like, you know, usually I play in Mythic, usually top 1% Mythic, and hold on. Yeah, they gotta be pixies, bounce. Fast lane can go. And how, you know, the metas should be different, and as the season goes on, if you chill in Platinum, like, every single day, it should get less and less competitive. Because the best players should be leaving. Okay, we can play the next Annex here. And also exhale this little guy. Which I think we will do now, just in case they have a bounce spell to protect it. Hold dragon. 1 mana. Get the next life gain going. just interesting that, like, and this is not to, you know, roast other content creators, but people have different amounts of time to do different things. It is what it is, but I think today's video really showcases, like, yes, Platinum and Mythic are different. And if you're, like, you know, doing busted things in Platinum, it's not the same. It's not the same. And I haven't seen that in a long time because I haven't been in Platinum for a long time. But I feel like we played some underpowered decks. So we could take out the Dragonstorm here, which could be good. We don't quite have the land to play the Stormbrood, unfortunately. We could also attack for 4 and eat the life, which wouldn't be bad here either. That's maybe one of the best things we can do. Yeah, I think that's not that bad. It's a decent amount of pressure. I guess we could take this down. When it drops to 4, we have the life gain. And now they have to answer kind of 2 different threats and make a blocker. And we're not dead yet. Alright, they do gain some life here. Alright. I mean, I think that's lethal, yeah? I need a blocker here. They need to go like land Pixie or something. Land. I mean, in that case, we just go for the throw it. Helping Hand. Sure. We actually can't go for the throat that, but we can still Stormbrood it and then power up the attacker. Yeah, you would never see this kind of deck in Mythic, so this is an interesting, I don't know, kind of data point for me. I'm happy being in Platinum at the beginning of the new set, because like I've explained, it's kind of harder to try out new decks in Mythic. You just get more hard punish, but I think you also get a much more accurate sense of if it's actually good. So from a, like, should you spend your wild cards on it? If we crush everyone today and everyone's doing like weird kind of budgety deck things, then we don't actually prove a point and you could waste all your wild cards on a deck that actually isn't good. So pros and cons. What else is going on in the comment section? Don't forget to proliferate the avatars. We're on the play. We have Beanstalk and decent mana. Yeah, we'll take this. Okay. Hello. Black. Beanstalk on 2. No land. Black. Bat. I guess you have to take the Betrayal here. We had land Hauntwoods, and then could like Stormbrood their Annex on time. That'd be quite nice. And we have 2 removal spells, so it doesn't really matter what they pick for the most part. I guess even if we hit land, we'll probably still kill it, just in case they have a second bat. Or the Stormbrood, though. Yeah, maybe. Okay, if we hit land, we'll still Hauntwoods, because they can't really get rid of all 4 of our removal spells. This is a non-flying creature. Oh, man, that's so specific. Maybe you just run Golgari. I like the idea of this card, but it's definitely not perfect. Okay, we don't hit land anyway. So I think it's just this. Sadly. That's a 19. Or even you could just splash white for Ride's End, which is a similar concept. Alright, so they have the Annex. We're stuck on land. If we had curved out, we were well set up here. Alright, land for turn. Now we gotta curve out. And 1 more land would let us pick off the Annex. It's a tap land, or a fast land rather. Imperfect. We really want to hit the untapped land here to pick off the chamber before they flip it. Alright, we can deal with that. Okay. I mean, I think we still pick off the Annex here. They'll make a 1-1, which we don't care about. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just do the Annex thing. Very decent card. Cool. We're now ahead in the land and card draw race, so that's fairly good. Got a decent amount of removal in hand. Sweeper could actually be big enough to kill 6/6s soonish. Duress. Soul Guide Lantern. Fair. Sure, I think we're doing great this game. We get a 1/1 here. If we hit the untapped land, we could sweep. But we do not, which is fine. If we want to pick off the Preacher here. So I think you just run out one of these Stormbroods. Just get this done. And then, I don't think we need to pick off the 1/1. Next turn, we'll drop a 6 mana 5/4, gain 5 life, draw a card. Alright, next Annex. So we need to hit another green dragon, ideally. Just take the 1 here. We don't have many removal spells that can kill their big stuff, so we definitely need to go for the throat to stick around. Alright, let's just play a big boy. That's cool. That could actually... I mean, it's very slow, but we could use it to go fetch the green dragon. It's very slow. I don't know that we necessarily want to do that. Might be able to pressure them. Go for the throat there. Creatures, attack for 11 per turn. Probably don't have time for it. Got the answer to you. Drain us a little bit. Next land, okay. Pretty sure it's just this. Don't have lethal, so we won't burn the Exile yet. Continue to be mana efficient. I am assuming they're not going to have Deadly Cover-Up, and I'm not going to play around it. Here's another giant threat. We'll untap land. You got a Gixis Command or Deadly Cover-Up? So if we -6 sweep, we kill our Hauntwoods. We don't quite have lethal. We'd also draw a card off of it. I think we just go for the Exhale combat trick. I think that makes the most sense. I don't think we have lethal. Then we can actually maybe use the Maelstrom this turn. Alright, get him. Combat trick. Behold a dragon. I behold my dragon. I'm still assuming they don't run a sweeper, so I think we can just play out this next creature. I don't know why it wants to tap our... Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can see how important it is that we had some go for the throat and some strategic betrayal. We really don't have that many ways to kill the 6/6 demons. Maybe, yeah, I like the Stormbrood, but you could just run Ride's End instead. I wouldn't call that unreasonable. Because I think the matchup versus Mono Black is a little bit dicey with only 4 answers, and one of them is a, you know, opponent gets to choose which one to sack effect. I'm not going to change the deck today. I'm just kind of noting things. I had that issue in the early access event versus dragons, but even if Mono Black is decently popular, the inability to kill 6/6s I think is very relevant. So I'm not, I don't think I'd be against running Ride's End instead of the Twin Maw. You just lose the base life gain on top, which I do like quite a bit. Alright, well, on the play, with interaction, And no draw engines. And no 2 or 3 drops. I think I'm down to mulligan this. I think we can do better. We didn't really do much better, but I think I'm still gonna keep this. We'll put back a land. Fast land. Black. We'll have double green. I think we can put back 1 fast land in case we top deck the next one. We don't have double black. I think that's okay though. Let's try this. Alright, let's do this. See what we're up against. Alright, on the off chance they are Omniscience, we are going to go ahead and get the Lantern down here, because we got other more important things to do next turn. Okay, opponent, let's see what you are. Unsure. If they were to counter one of these, I think we'd rather them counter the Hauntwoods. So let's feed them that next. Nope, no stick at all. That's interesting. That's weird, right? No tree drop instance. So what are we doing here? Oh, baby, artifacts. All right, we actually do have some decent cards versus that. So now we can freely cycle the Lantern. We can just start by dropping a 6/6 though. Very interesting. So we're trying out the new Coco, the new collected company. I don't know what it's called. Something reinforcements. I don't know. Lanes. So they can pay 2, sack it at sorcery speed and go get like the synth right now, for example. I mean, we have decent pressure. That's a good card for them. That's very nice. That is actually really excellent. It's a free upgrade. Alright. Fine. Either draw or pressure here. They're going to get a synth next turn. I think we kind of need to start drawing. I don't think we can pressure them from 22 so easily. If we stack the Lantern, we could hit what, like a land here, I guess? Okay, not so good in this matchup. This could definitely be the L. I mean, we need to hit all the green dragons and just go artifact kill, artifact kill, artifact kill. Otherwise, we're going to lose real soon. Upgrade the glass casket into the synth, and then life only gets worse from there. Then upgrade the fire bricks into a second synth, make a giant creature. Yeah, our time to interact is running out very quickly. Isn't necessarily a bad matchup for us. Like, we have 4 Disruptive Stormbroods. Ooh, there's one of them. Alright. We kill the Repurposing Bay. I guess you have to kill the synth, right? So go get the next synth. But if we don't kill the bay... So if we kill the synth here, they upgrade the next one into another synth. If we kill the bay... They're out of gas. I wish I paid attention to what they were scrying. This is obviously the play. Repurposing a bay is an issue for the rest of the game, right? I think you have to kill this, actually. I think it's too much. And we just hope they run out of gas. They don't top deck enough 3-drops. We got decent pressure here, too. Overthrow, useless. Exhale could kill a baby artifact if we can get him. We could even do a little baby sweeper. The next Repurposing Bay. Alright, you got it. And a 4/4. Okay. I see you. Very slow deck, but it's going to be good against our slow deck. Removal spell. It's also pretty good. It's a 5/5. Alright, I think we've roughly lost. We're not... Oh, gosh, we're not dead yet. Probably have to kill these things, but we almost can't keep pace, right? Yeah, we can't get it small enough. All right, draw another card. Down to 14. I don't think it's a bad match for us. I think a lot of slow decks kind of just auto lose to this. We do have answers in the deck. Like maybe they had a really good draw with the Repurposing Bay and Synth coming out. But other than that, I don't think we're that bad. The Go for the Throat being unusable is a little bit painful, and there goes a draw. Just that's about game. But I'm not too bad about it. This deck will get random deck Scott. But with that many Repurposing Bays, you also are rolling the dice here against mono red. So yeah, we pretty much lost here. Can minus what? -4. It's just short. If we had -5, if we had the untapped land, we actually would sweep the entire board. But there's no way to get there, even with the exhale. Yeah, exhale and -3 kills one, but not multiple of them. Yeah, it's I guess. If we can trade anyone with the exhale here. Nope. All right, that'll be game. Just trying to think if there's a way to kill enough artifacts to get them low enough to sweep. That is a theoretical way out of the game, but that'll end it. The double hit there. I give him the good game, though. I have no regrets about this, but we don't need to see too much more of that. I think net we are raking up with this, though. I feel like we've won a decent amount today. So far, I think we're like 4 and 2, maybe 4 and 3. Depends how fast this thing updates. I think we're 4 and 2. We're on the play. We do have double green, so yeah, I think it's a keep. I'll be taking his time. Let's see what other comments we got. Standard is flourishing. We haven't played as much Omniscience today, right? We played any? I don't think we played any. It was fun to see it back-to-back yesterday. I was like, alright, that's great. Jack Shot says, the problem with Teamer on the Siege is that it takes the 2 power creatures out of Delny range with +1. I agree. I agree. I want to play around with it. It seemed like it could be good. We saw the exact scenario I wanted to see it in. We played against a control deck. You know, they swept the board. We had the siege out. Every top deck was a hasty creature. It was still pretty close. It was closer than I thought. It did exactly what I wanted to do, but overall, even if you go... Oh, actually, so stats are already out. Actually, a lot of people have already just played that version. I mean, the stats are low, right? So, like, we shouldn't be confident in the data, but, cool. We have a mono-red matchup. This is great. I think you just answer their creature. Yeah, I think this is fine. Maybe we'll sweep on 4. So my Jeskai version has like an under 50% win rate. It was like 49, and then the Boros version has like a 51% win rate. And this is on a really small sample size. This is like a couple hundred games. So it's extremely likely that those results are inaccurate. Oh, we're gonna it's gonna be really nice here. We'll ramp right into the turn 5 -3/-3 potentially, even taking out a Screaming Nemesis. Let's hope they tap out. Alright, they do rage up. And I guess we'll see if it's worth it. It takes 6 to the face. Lightning Strike. That doesn't even make my sweeper that exciting. Ow, down to 8. Alright. Can't say I'm thrilled with that. I guess we Stormbrood and hold open, go for the throat. I don't want to sweep, but we also can't sit here and do nothing. That was so much damage. Opponent does nothing, though. Can't say I'm mad about that. Alright, maybe we played that poorly. Maybe you just have to hold up and go for the throat for that turn. If they had gone Screaming Nemesis, we would have been perfect, right? We would have gone turn 5, -3/-3, been super happy. And that isn't what happened. But now we're really well set up. If they can't kill this, we drain them out every turn. We got removal plus a sweeper in hand. We're kind of just missing a beanstalk. We are probably safe to attack at this point. We flip the Hauntwoods. Even double Witchstalker Frenzy is too expensive. We could attack and they could Witchstalker Frenzy plus Burst Lightning. So maybe it's not worth attacking, actually. Yeah, I think I'm fine to chill. Let's just play the land and flip. Hold the removal spell. Like, there's really no rush from here. See if they double Lightning Strike the 6/6. That is the way out. I think they're just going to rope us out because they're a salty little biatch, but, you know, it's all good. Alright, trigger resolves. That's great. No double Lightning Strike. They do have the Frenzy, by the way. So they definitely could have had a Frenzy plus Burst Lightning there. Just try to kill the attacking 6/6. Hero comes down. I think go for the throat is fine here. Did we not play the Lantern last turn? I guess we must have top decked that, right? Dude's gonna pump it up just for the damage. That is interesting. Again? Have to the face. Drop to 2. We'll gain 2 life here. So if we pay 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, we can't get a relevant dragon just yet. If they go land Burst Lightning, I'll be kind of pissed. I don't think it matters, right? Let's see, if they top deck Screaming Nemesis, drop us to 1, that's pretty bad. Can't really play around that. I think we take the Maelstrom Dragon this turn, actually. Land? Burst Lightning? I mean, we gotta go for this. Go get me the White Dragon. Please don't Burst Lightning face. They're gonna let us have it. I think they're gonna do it in response to the Stormbrood on the stack. I mean, they must have it, right? There's nothing we can do. Like, we're just gonna play it. If they have it, they have it. There's not really a way to play around this. We can't present lethal or anything. I think they just want their Mow in the Sun. Do you actually have Burst Lightning here? It goes on the stack. This is the last chance to do it. They could still have it. It's just a Frenzy. All right. Cool. Up to 9. Whew. Biatch obliterated. That was a lot of damage we took on 3, though. It's not really what I was expecting. The Monstrous Rage plus the Lightning Strike. I was hoping for a Nemesis. It's not how that played out. We took a shit ton of damage right there. Alright, 49 minutes. We'll probably do 1-ish more game. We'll wrap up. Definitely not dissatisfied with the deck. It's doing kind of exactly what we want it to do. I think it's very playable. I think you go above 50%. I think we have decent matchups, kind of versus everything. Except Mill. I think Mill's our worst nightmare. This is a good hand. We got Draw Engine, we got Early Interaction. It's a great hand. You have 8 Draw Engines, you have... Alright, we get this matchup again. We're on the draw this time. Sporos. Okay. I mean, Sweeper would be huge. I guess we just kill the Scavenger here. We could Stormbreed the Heartfire Hero while it's low. That's also pretty good. Power 3 or less. Okay. Who's gonna scale more? The hero is just awful with double strike, right? I think we can't even risk the double strike. I think we go here. Then we kill their next creature next turn. And then we hope we can find time to sweep. We don't have enough lands to kind of make it all happen, though. Okay. It's a 3/3. It's a manual tap on red. Leave white open for Shard Mage's Rescue. That's great. Take 7 to the face. We would need our exile card off the top. That'd be huge. But they specifically leave white open. Whatever could that mean? It's not really any way around this, right? They obviously have it. We don't really have a great option. We probably lose this game. This is where Ride's End would be a little better, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think we have to go for it because it doesn't get any better. But the manual tap means they almost certainly have it. Like 99.9% they have it. I just don't think there's a better play to make here. So, we just do it. Rescue off the manual tap. Just like playing the Annex, I don't think is worth it. The Overlord ramp isn't really helpful. You could play the Annex and lose 2 life and hope to top deck very specifically the Exile spell. Probably not worth it. Okay, 9 to the face. Land. Drop to 2. We do have a flying blocker, but it has Menace, so that is game. Okay, a lovely game of Magic. We'll do one more, because I don't feel the need to... I'm still enjoying the deck in general. The Exile sack effect would have been good there. I mean, so would Go for the Throat. Our removal just did not line up perfectly well. Yeah, we could definitely run the Ride's End. The 5 life was big against the mono-red matchup. Took us from, like, what, 4 to 9 in a single turn? It's not awful. It's definitely playable. Opponent goes first. We have a lot of early interaction. We can cycle the Lanterns too. It's kind of weird, but I think it's okay. It's red. Right. We'll hold open the Exhale here. Oh boy. That's something. Okay, we'll hold open the cycle. Probably still kill most 3-drops with the Exhale still. Bastronaut is killable. Goblin. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna want to do this anyway. And to 17. That is not a bad draw here, because we get to hold up in the Exhale still. Can always take the Lantern, draw 2. Draw as well. Heavy, I mean, that's a nasty card. That has to die immediately. Down to 16. Speed up to 3. Please don't have a Monstrous Rage. That'd be crazy. Nah, it's dead. Down to 15. Okay. Probably just take the ramp here. Stormbreed is nice if we get there. It's a little bit painful, but I think you still do this. Otherwise, you sack the Lantern, hold up, and go for the throat, which isn't that bad. We hit the land for the Stormbrood. It's quite good, though. I think we're going to go for this. Down to 13. There aren't actually that many hasty goblins, right? People don't run squee. So I don't think they'll attack us this turn. I guess they can give a creature haste. Maybe they will. Manual taps that are going to give a creature haste here. It's a goblin. Alright, it'll be able to attack this turn. Do all the things. But if we top deck the land, we do get to Stormbrood. Opponent is really contemplating things here. Not sure what that last card is. Land off the top. Down to 9. My turn. Nope. Okay. I think we sacked the Lantern. Hold, go for the throat on the Goblin. We're almost dead here, though. Opponent is really holding stick here. Come on, Shuffles. You got this. I guess it's a Burst Lightning in hand, but I don't know why they feel the need to wait. That is a -1 sweeper we could use right now. I think that's very decent here. Well, if we top deck the land now, it's still Stormbrood Red Tremors. It's a 4-drop. They can't give it haste, though. Must die. We don't hit the land. I guess let's go for the throat plus cycle the Lantern here. Could be relevant. Land, please. Okay. This is not a bad time to do it, because we're going to do that here anyway. One more land, 26 land deck. Come on, baby. We're close to getting out of this. We're going to flip a 6/5. We got to go for the throat. We have a sweeper. We can destroy the enchantment, which gives us long-term problems. Up the Beanstalk, no land. Okay. I guess we Beanstalk plus go for the throat here. Really would love that next land. Not a land. Goodness gracious. Come on, deck. We can do better than that. Do it now so they can't activate in response. Alright, we have a 6/5. We're at 6. We definitely can get out of this game. We hit the white dragon, we're good to go. Bastronaut can get haste, does have menace, also quite a lot of damage. They can still pump 2 into it, so that'll be 4 damage this turn? Yeah, that's like almost lethal. To be fair, if we had hit the 5th land in our 26 land deck at any point in this game, we'd be just fine. We have to kill the Impact Tremors here and go no attacks. I mean, that's the only possible thing we can do here, because we can't risk any other outcome. Alright, and we'll see if they can find lethal. Any creature off the top gives haste, and they have menace, so that's the game. That is not game yet. Alright. This was kind of a non-game. We had 26 lands, and we just didn't draw a single one. If we had drawn it any of the last 5 turns, if we had drawn a land, we would have picked out the Impact Tremors, and I think it would have been fine from there. So, whatever. I like the deck. The removal, it's interesting, you know, the cost having flexible spells is that they're more narrow, right? So we don't get a 5 mana 5/5, we get a 5 mana 3/3 that picks off an artifact or enchantment. You know, we don't get a 2 mana kill anything spell, we get a 2 mana deal 5 damage to a creature without flying. It's a bit more narrow, you know? But I definitely don't hate the deck. Like I said, you could play around with Ride's End. It's just such a clean answer to mono red and fills your, What, you're not gonna show me that? Is that how you spell that? End? Goodness gracious. Is that not what the card is called? Ride's End, yeah. You could try to run white instead of red. Run that instead of Stormbrood. I like the 5 life at the end, though. It's not bad. It's just, it's interesting. It's sorcery speed. It specifically only kills creatures without flying that have less than 6 toughness. But the 5 life at the end is not bad. You could also ditch it completely and just go full Golgari and just put in like any other random black removal spell. And you have fewer dragons for Exhale, which I think would hurt. I don't love that. I like the high dragon density does matter for Exhale. And this was good. It picked off a 3/3. You know, Cut Down would not have killed some of those creatures we had to kill here today. Strategic Betrayal was totally solid, I guess. No complaints about that. It's really not that bad. I feel like it felt meh today, but I also think a lot of our opponents were meh. And so I don't feel like we got many epic games, but I really don't think it's that bad. You have Beanstalk and Annex. You have a nice sweeper in here for a lot of early stuff. Stormbrood is really good at killing enchantments late and kill stuff early. I like a lot of it. The only thing that's really on my mind is the Twin Maw Stormbrood. And if you cut this, maybe you also cut the Exhale for Cut Down. But I think this is a good card. Kills anything early. It's a random Beanstalk trigger late, plus it kills artifacts and enchantments. I think this card's solid. I don't hate this deck. The Regent, yeah, we never got to see a turn 4 -2/2 sweep, but could also be very reasonably good. I am not off it. I think if you wanted to craft this deck, I think you would go over 50-50. I just wish we had more exciting games today. I think it's totally fine. I think it's a totally fine serviceable deck. I think it is a totally new playable deck coming out of Tarkir. But it just needs more time. Just needs more time. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe. And have a great day. And I will see you in the next one.